parents. This is Mr. Smith. I am your son or daughter's AP Biology teacher. And I want to welcome you to West Ranch High School at the start of this very weird semester. I am doing my best to get to know your sons and daughters, but it is a little challenging. This online environment feels somewhat sterile, but I do feel that there's a lot of active learning going on, and students seem to be engaged and interested. So we will proceed with this online instruction until we don't need to anymore. And I guess we really don't know how long that's going to be. Just a little bit about myself. I've been teaching at West Ranch High School for now 16 years. And for the last 6 years, I've been teaching this AP Biology class. And it's been a wonderful opportunity to work with some of the best and brightest students that come to West Ranch High School. A little bit about AP Biology and how it's different than our standard NGSS biology course here at West Ranch. First of all, the course itself really has a dual goal. You obviously are working very hard to try and get a good grade in the course and learn the material. But at the same time, in AP Biology, you are also preparing for the AP Bio exam, which is given in May 14th this year. And the goal there, of course, is to be prepared enough to get a passing score on that AP Biology exam. By getting a passing score, you have the potential to receive college credit for this course. Obviously, we can work towards both those goals at the same time and together. And students that are doing well in the class typically will do very well on the AP exam. Now, the course itself covers more material and in a much greater depth than our NGSS biology class. So they are challenging themselves by taking this course, but hopefully by doing that, that will prepare them to take future AP science courses here at West Ranch and help in aiding them to get into a college of their choice and leave them lots of possible choices, let's hope. A little bit about the course itself. The course consists of 10 separate units, and we will go through the topics a unit at a time, and we test by unit. We're close to completing our first unit on the chemistry of life, and your son or daughter will probably already have taken that first exam when you see this video. And as we continue through the semester, we will go unit by unit through the course, covering a lot of, I think, very interesting topics. Excuse me. Now, one thing I've stressed to your sons and daughters is that chapter reading is key. As you're taking an AP course, which is like a college level course, you can't have the expectation as a student that everything you need to know is going to be discussed in class. I talked from day one about the importance of their chapter reading. So they will have to use their text extensively. We will discuss the topics in class. We will do assignments related to those topics. But to get a base or a background on this material, chapter reading really is a key. Now, they will have chapter homework that they will do to help introduce them to some of the key concepts. They will have free response questions as homework to write on various assigned topics. The one missing component now with this online situation, of course, is the lab component. Now, we will try to do virtual labs that reinforce similar concepts that we would have if we were allowed to be in a regular laboratory environment. But obviously that will be a little lacking. So I'm hoping that if and when we return to school and are able to participate in active, what we call wet labs, we can possibly make up for some of the labs we missed and give them an opportunity to have those types of experiences. A little bit about how the class starts. Every day we will begin with a Zoom meeting, and a lot of times we will stay in that Zoom meeting for the entire class period, and sometimes be broken up into chat groups to work on particular assignments. Other times they may be doing what we call asynchronous learning, where they're working on their own for part of the class, but I will keep them active and busy, and they will always have work to do for the entire class period, whether it's together in the Zoom format or separate in asynchronous learning. The other thing I want to mention, and you want to stress this with your children as well, is the importance of being prompt when they come to class. It's very difficult and challenging once I have taken roll to have students admit late, and they will have missed the beginning part of the instruction or discussion. And so I know that you can stress that with me. If they could be there when class is ready to start, ready to be admitted to the Zoom classroom, then that would really facilitate the starting of class and the learning that needs to take place that day. How about grade determination? Well, I like to keep their current grade always very transparent. So I use a rather simple grading system where they accumulate point totals as they do individual assignments. So the chapter homework they do, the FRQ questions they respond to, the lab activities, the virtual labs that they do, and then of course any tests or quizzes that they take all have a certain point value. So as they go through the semester and they accumulate a point total, we will, at the end of the semester and at each grading period, divide their points by the total points possible and determine their percent. And that percent scale I use is the standard scale, 60, 70, 80, 90% scale. I don't allow them to do extra credit. This is a college level course, so we're not going to boost grades through extra credit assignments. And they're not allowed test makeups. When they get assigned a unit exam to take, they need to make sure they're fully prepared for that. And after that exam, even if they're disappointed in their score, they will not get a retake. So it is very important that they stay on top of things and they stay consistent in their effort and their preparation. A little bit about the best way to communicate with me. If you have questions or concerns, it's probably always best to use email. So I hope every time I get an email from a parent to be able to respond that day or the next day. And if you run into a situation where your son or daughter is a little too shy to communicate what their needs are, you can advocate for them, but try to teach them to do that themselves. But if you have any questions yourself, please feel free to contact me by email. The other thing I think it's important to realize, and I realize this too, is that it is quite a challenging transition for students to come from taking a middle school science class to here they are, their freshman year in high school, taking a very rigorous college level course, basically, with regards to the rigor of the material. So I do my best to try and slowly bring them along and increase the rigor throughout the semester. But it does require, quite a bit of a change in attitude and probably work ethic than what they used to have in middle school. Now, the good thing to know is I have had great success with students making that adjustment. They do seem to work hard. They do seem to be very intrinsically motivated and, want to do well. So they put in the effort that's needed. And even though they're freshmen and they're taking this very tough test in May, we have a lot of very good scores, well above the national average for that AP biology test. So stay optimistic, help keep them optimistic, because they may do a little whining at times about the workload that they're having to complete. But with a good, consistent effort, I know that they can be successful. I've seen it every year I've taught this course. All right. I think that's it. I'm sorry I don't get to meet you in person. Maybe at some point in the future when we have our open house, I might get a chance to meet you. I've been very impressed with the students so far and the type of effort and consistency they're putting in. And I hope to see you at some time in the future.